Out, and we are excited you're here with us tonight. We love that we get to worship every Sunday night with the crew at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. And it's just so fun to be able to be here late at night worshiping Jesus and doing it as really as an extended family together. So glad you're here. If this is your first time here, or if you've been coming for a little while and trying to figure out how to get more connected, two things. One, you can always go on our website, ROCKHARBOR.org, and all the things that I'm going to talk about tonight, as well as other things you might hear about, are on there, so you can kind of check everything out there without having to do a face-to-face conversation. If you prefer relational face-to-face stuff, we do have a crew out here on the patio that would love to talk to you and answer any questions you might have. Again, especially if you're new and you want to get plugged in. So, welcome. Glad you're here. For those of you who've been here for a while, you know that we're kind of our weekends have been kind of centered around four things. One, identity, family, mission, and sacrifice. And these are markers that we want our church and us as a body to be about. We want to be about those four things. And each weekend we're kind of focusing on one of those four different markers. This weekend, tonight, we're really focusing on the idea of sacrifice. And it's appropriate in two ways. One's Memorial Day weekend. And so we are here as a church just remembering in many ways what our the people who have lived before us and those that have fought on our behalf have done, that we could actually be here meeting in a free place. And so as we talk about sacrifice, that's certainly one of the first sacrifice that often comes to mind for us. As followers of Jesus, we're really called to lots of different areas of sacrifice. And Chris is going to talk about that tonight. But we wanted to highlight one thing for you that we think is really important. One of the things that, as we talk about sacrifice, you hear different places, finances come up. And finances is this awkward thing to talk about within the church. And there are a lot of different churches that see finances as really kind of a reward for following Jesus, this prosperity gospel, that if you follow Jesus, you're going to get rich, you're going to have everything that you want, not just everything that you need. And we don't believe that that's true. And so tonight we're going to spend some time talking about how we sacrifice financially. But we don't want to just talk about it from the stage, because sometimes it feels like, man, I don't even know how to do that. So we want to give you a way to have some practical tools to kind of attack your finances. And so coming up in June 20th, we're going to have a class here called FPU, which is Financial Peace University. Some of you may have heard about it. And it's a 10-week course, and I think it's $90. So it's a 10-week course, $90, starting on June 20th. And the whole idea is, rotate to the slides. The whole idea is that it'll give you some practical tools to kind of attack your own finances and get to a place where we're not ruled by our finances, but those aren't owning us, but we're actually able to use them as tools for the Lord. And there are lots of different stories that come out of it. We've had people who have said, man, I've cut up all my credit cards and I'm finally living debt-free. One of the quotes was, I've stopped spending $80 a week on lottery tickets, which is good. I'm not sure you need a class to know not to do that, but hey, if you do, I'll tell you not to do that. And it's a great way to come together around tables, have discussions. It's not just a lecture sort of format, but a way to get to know other people and to walk through kind of God's principles for finances. And so if you're interested, you can sign up on CORE or on our website, so core.rockharbor.org or rockharbor.org. Sign up right there, and we'd love to have you join us. One of the other things you may be thinking is like, I don't have a lot of money to give, so I'm kind of off the hook. That's not really true. God calls us to really sacrifice with our whole lives. And for you guys and for this crew on Sunday night in particular, we have lots of needs here in the church and in the community. Last week you heard about the different opportunities working with Safe Families and working with some of our foster kids. You've heard about different ways to mentor and get involved in our local schools. And then here at Rock Harbor Central, especially in the mornings and on Saturday nights, we have lots of need for people just to come and hang out with our kids, hang out with those that are coming as families. We actually this morning had to turn people away because we don't have enough volunteers on our morning services for their kids to be able to come here. We had 2 rooms that weren't even open today because we didn't have enough volunteers. And so for you, if you're thinking, I don't have the money, maybe you don't. I think God calls us to be generous with whatever we have, but our time might be something you want to sacrifice too. So we encourage you to kind of pray about those 2 things. 1, maybe coming to Financial Peace University, and 2, signing up. You can sign up online or send somebody in our families department an email if you want to get involved there. Sound good? Everybody with me still? All right. Hey, one last thing. I'm just going to invite you now to stand with me. as we're going to kind of enter into a time of worshiping with our finances. And so, again, we believe, so you guys can stand, Carrie's come down. We believe that part of our worship is not just singing and not just even reading scripture, but is a holistic thing. And as we talk about sacrifice tonight, part of what we're called to as a body is to give generously out of what we have. Jesus really made that claim that it's more than just a number. It's really just giving out of a joyful heart and giving generously. So we do that as part of our worship. So now as we continue to worship in song, we're also going to worship through giving as you feel God calling you to.